What's going on, guys? Gabe here with Love Dork, and today we're going to talk about how to play AMC. Now, we go ahead and we look at the chart here. You can see I have the 1348 EMAs plotted, and the 13 is here on the green, the 48 is here on yellow, and then we have the 200 EMA red here. Now, I trained the Discord to look for calls or buy signals above the 200 EMA, and this applies to broader market equities, right? And it's a very, very profitable strategy. So let's go ahead and look at the 4 hour here. And you guys could see the 4 hour AMC is steadily making its move to the upside. Now we have the 200 EMA sitting above here. And as AMC makes its move, I would expect $20 to be significant resistance. And this is something that we want to see AMC break through. Now, we look at the MACD and we could see that sell volume is relatively weak. We also see that RSI remains very, very strong at or about 63. These are things you want to keep an eye on as AMC progresses up to the point of the squeeze event, right? These are things you want to keep an eye on. Now, I will pay attention to the 5 minute chart on the day of the squeeze event. And the reason being is I feel like the 1348 EMA crossover, as you guys could see on the daily, we have the 13 converging on the 48. But if we go back into time, baby, we could see something else. We could see how price action respected the EMA curve, the 13 EMA, and we reached an all-time high at 72.62, and then we saw price action respect. And this is a tool I will be using during the squeeze event. Also, you would pay attention to RSI. RSI was heavy at 96. This was wild, right? Anything above 70 would usually trigger a sell-off because it is overbought. But AMC being the exception. Now, let's go ahead and look at how AMC is playing on the minute during the day, because it is acting like the negative beta stock that we've talked about for some time. Obviously, we have Russia and the tensions with Ukraine, which is taking a hold of the broader market. As you can see, the SPY dipped. NVIDIA, this is shockingly a surprise, where NVIDIA, despite having record earnings, I mean, NVIDIA absolutely killed it. We can see that there was a massive dip, and obviously we're paying attention to this crossover here to see if NVIDIA picks up momentum, and then you would have other sympathy plays such as AMD do the same, right? So this is what we're looking at on the broader market, but the point I'm trying to illustrate is that AMC is definitely acting like a stubborn brat, and in a good way. So with that being said, guys, how do we play AMC in a squeeze event? Now, as I said before, I will be using the 1348. I also will be paying attention to RSI and volume, right? The minute AMC becomes illiquid, that's telling me that, hey, we're not buying because we don't want to be back holders at, whether it's 250, 500, 1,000, but also that, these shorts have been completely liquidated. They've been caught, they had to buy back, and they drove the price, right? So we want this to be the mother of all short squeezes, but, watching some videos and hearing how people are preparing for the squeeze, nobody's really talking about the obvious. Now, we're talking about price brackets, but we're not talking about share brackets. And I feel that share brackets are very, very, very important. Because in my Discord, there are people who are making money hand over fist. And it took me a damn near month to condition people to base hits and stop being greedy because, well, there were people who were staying in a play way too long. up maybe 50, 75%, and then they didn't bail, and then they're down 50%, maybe even 100% sometimes. So it's all about understanding where you are in this play. Aside from price brackets, which is neither here or there yet because we have not entered the squeeze event, we have to consider how many shares do you have? And let's be honest, the guy with 100 shares and the guy with 1,000 shares will have different strategies. Someone with 100 shares, with AMC currently trading at or about $20, well, you're looking at $2,000. Someone with 1,000 shares is looking at $20,000. Now, someone with 100 shares would need AMC to reach $200 a share to even get anywhere near removing PDT restrictions, whereas the guy with 1,000 shares would only need AMC to make the move to $25 to avoid PDT restriction. And because of this, during the squeeze event, people will be playing this differently. Now, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. You are going to be rewarded by your conviction in the play. And conviction is not just diamond hitting. Conviction is how big is your portfolio? How many shares of AMC do you own? That's also part of the conviction equation. Because, again, someone who has, let's say, 1,000 shares, at $50, they're up $50,000. Good. Good on you. At 100,000, AMC reaches 1,000 a share. They're up $1 million. And obviously, for those who have not built out their portfolio and have listened to the motto of buy, hold, buy more, you're forced to sit out on the sideline while the guy who has 1,000 shares or more is privileged to sell because maybe that $1 million is life-changing money, or swing and take advantage, full advantage of the volatility that AMC will ultimately show us. It's going to rear its ugly head. That volatility is going to test your emotions like nothing you've ever experienced before. I really don't care if you say, like, yeah, I held all the way to 72, I'm diamond hitting. No, when we're talking about significant amounts of money, your emotions will be tested. And you don't have to take my word for it. Just ask the people, over 10,000 people on my Discord. Their emotions get tested, right? So you would have to go ahead and be honest with yourself. If you have 100 shares, would $500 a share be good enough for you, right? If you have 1,000 shares, would $500 a share be good enough for you? Now, I did a video some time ago. You guys know that video where I said AMC to $500,000. Now, I made that video and it was based on a geometric average. Therefore, my brackets were between $1,700 and $7,000, right? That was just my geometric curve. So, should AMC run to $1,700, $2,000? Well, that is in fact life-changing money for someone like myself. So basically, the point I'm getting at here, guys, is, over the past year, we've built the community. We've had the community berate each other with the whole diamond hands concept. And I feel like moving forward, that should no longer be the case. People have different levels of conviction. People have different financial goals. And I personally am not going to get mad at the guy who bought 10,000 shares and then sold at 500 or 1,000. I mean, that's life-changing money for him. I'm not going to be a hater on his financial dreams. So for those who are constantly heckling others, like, oh, you're not diamond hitting, you're not this, or if you have a different strategy compared to the buy and hold. And currently, the buy and hold and buy more is applicable now. During the squeeze event, it's every man for himself. It's Hunger Games, guys. And, I'll be damned. Anybody else is going to tell me how to play, my game. You see, I have and allotted myself a very large number of AMC shares, which allows me the ability to swing through volatility, allows me the ability to also wait it out as far up the peak as possible. But I promise you, AMC begins to run 200, 300, 400, 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. I'm not going to be the one holding the bag, and that's just not the way I play this game. Now, you could call me an ape, you could call me whatever, you could call me a non-ape, you could call me a shill. I'd like to call myself a smart investor, and I think that expectations should never run away from, just logic, right? Play this game smart and don't succumb to greed. And I say this because personally, with my portfolio of AMC shares, I saw $500,000 turn into $5 million, right? And not that I was being greedy, but I was holding because, well, I have to be an example to the community. But the next round, I want you guys to understand the next round is going to be very violent, and the rug pulls are going to be just something out of this world. We're currently in a market that makes absolutely no sense. None. There's no way that you can play AMC with any type of sense or logic, especially during a squeeze event. But you can also expose yourself, or you should expose yourself to understanding the tools that will help you read the chart, because those tools are going to keep you away from social media. Because I promise you, the shills will be out and they will outnumber us. And they're going to say, sell, sell, sell AMC in a downtrend. But if you understand how to use the 1348 EMA, if you understand how to read the MACD or the RSI or the shaft trend cycle, you have tools that empower you and keep you from succumbing to the negativity that's going to spawn, because there's going to be a lot of people making money. There's also going to be a lot of people losing money. Also consider that you're not just going to make money with AMC going up, you're going to make money with AMC going down. And there's 3 ways you can play this. And I intend to play it 3 ways. I intend to play it with my shares. I intend to play it with options contracts, both calls and puts. And I also intend to play it as a day trader once AMC retraces all the way back to normal trading zones and then bounces in a channel from normal trading zone to, squeeze event zone, right? And you'll be able to know that and understand where those zones are by looking at the 1348 EMA. So, guys, I feel like, yeah, we're inching closer and closer to the squeeze event. But I feel like now it's the time where you take it upon yourself to at least educate yourself on basic indicators that will help you. That way, your portfolio isn't influenced by others, whether it be others being elated or others being cynical. It's your portfolio, it's your money. Play it how you see fit for you. And again, keep your expectations in check. The guy playing with 100, it's not going to be able to play like the guy with 1,000 shares or 10,000 shares. He's just not. You see, the guys with 100 shares, yes, you're just going to ride it out, and that's pretty much all you can really do. That's the reality of things. I want us all to go to the moon, but that's just the reality of things, guys. So let's not get caught up in price brackets. Let's not get caught up in, what we might see with AMC as far as like liquidity issues or whatever, or even the brokerages taking away the buy button. And that's also something, before I get off this video, that is something I want you to consider. That you should build your portfolio big enough that you're able to withstand the buy button being taken away. I mean, no one's really talking about that. Anyways, guys, this is Gabe with Buffy Dork. This is just my rant for today. I got some trading to do. But yeah, I'm out. Peace.